So now that we took a look at a few beaches and we have a feel for this gorgeous stretch of coast, let's talk about how to properly beach. Now to do that, we need to talk about my good friend and David Hasselhoff lookalike, professional beacher, Jeff Heinz. Now this guy is all about the beach. He's a veteran of the Delaware and Maryland beaches, as well as a resource to many on the subject. He's a resource regarding how to beach every day for months on end. This is the kind of guy that does a morning session and an afternoon beach session. He's the kind of guy who cuts open his sunscreen bottle in order to optimize his resources. He's the kind of guy who will critique your sunscreen application skills as well as your cooler packing acumen. Anything you want to know about beaching, this local celebrity knows. He's done the beach in many different capacities. He's done the beach as a father, where he becomes a pack mule, dragging countless bodyboards, rafts, coolers, and toys to and from the beach. And I know you've seen that guy. That poor guy is more exhausted after the beach day than he would be if he ran a freaking marathon. But now Jeffrey can walk you through the kind of beach day that he had when he was with his kids. But his kids are older, and he's graduated to the quiet, relaxing, retired guy beach day. So a lot of this information comes from his thoughts coupled with my experiences. So please excuse the wind out here. It's the beach, of course there's wind, but first thing, you can't skip on these. A well-built beach chair and umbrella. Now first, your beach chair has to be solid. It's a bonus if it has coolers, pockets, and a carrying strap, but that's not 100% necessary. The chair needs to be low, but not so low that you're sitting in the sand. It needs to be clean and free of mold. And that last part is something that my buddy needs to work on. He uses his beach chair so much that it gets pretty funky. So please occasionally clean your beach chair with a light mixture of dish soap and water, please. Now when choosing your spot, it needs to be close to the water as possible, but it needs to be above the tide line, or you'll have to set up where you know you can move back as the tide comes in. You can notice the actual tide line by the abundance of shells and seaweed that creates a line all across the beach. Now, I actually buck this trend as I sit as far back as I can by the dune here. It blocks some of the wind, but it also gives me a full view of the beach, and there's never anyone behind me. Okay, next you need a world-class umbrella. Remember, this is the subtropics and tropics, so the sun here will put you in the hospital if you're not prepared, even if you're wearing sunscreen 50. And the older you get, the more diligent you want to be about your skin, so you don't look like some brown crumpled up paper bag at like 58 years old. Or, God forbid, have to deal with some kind of sun-generated skin disease or something. So, know this. You can't have one of those cheap metal umbrellas that bends in the wind, or something so small that you're all huddled up underneath fighting for shade. So, you need to spend $150, maybe $250 on a more sturdy umbrella. A very good wooden post, thick gauge cloth umbrella. And you need to install it correctly. So here's how you do it, so you don't look like a rookie where the beach umbrella flies in the wind, impaling multiple people all the way up to Fort Pierce up north. So here's a little tutorial. Okay, the first thing you do is you take your wooden gauge post and you jab it into the ground, and then you use a combination of swirling motions and back and forth motions until this post is almost 2 feet into the ground, and then you pile up the sand around it. Next, you take your umbrella, turn it slightly into the wind so the wind helps you open it but doesn't carry you away. Lock it. Then you put it on and make sure the notch goes into the hole here. And then there you go. You are totally set up for a beach day. And there's the kind of umbrella you don't want. He keeps adjusting it. He has to keep moving it around, and it's a light wind day, and it still might pull it out of the ground. And he's right by a turtle nesting site. I don't know about this. Now, 2 bonus notes. Make sure you angle your umbrella a little bit into the wind so the wind doesn't get up underneath your umbrella and try and pull it out of the sand. Now, if you install it correctly, it'll be tough to get it out of the sand. but nevertheless, you want to angle your umbrella directly into the wind so it's pushing it down. And again, I suggest the less crowded beaches during the weekends and holidays to avoid being annoyed and annoying others. So next, you need to put your chair and the cooler in the shade. Now, leaving the cooler in the sun is a major beach violation, which in turn will keep you out of the Beaching Hall of Fame one day. So I better put the chair and the cooler underneath right now. Finally, you're kind of ready to relax. You pull out your lunch, your beer, your wine, or whatever, and relax. Now, notice I did not tell you what to pack in your cooler or how to pack it, as those are highly contested beaching details that'll start arguments that'll last for days. But feel free to put in the comments how you would pack your cooler and what you'd pack in it. And your tips might help the inexperienced beachgoers that were only able to enjoy the beach a week or two out of the year because they live up north or something. Now here's what I put in my cooler. Inside I have, looks like a Stella. I have a Miller Lite, a water, a seltzer water, and a Wawa sandwich. Not bad. Now it's time to enjoy. You can do this a couple times a week if you want. Now you've earned this, so I know sometimes I actually plan a work day at the beach where I return some emails, make some calls to the poor people who live up north. In between a dip or a beer, I'll do some things. So who says you can't enjoy your work environment? You can't quite beat this. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you found the information in the video useful or at least interesting. I mean, if you want to talk more about the area or the real estate market, contact me. My information is right here on the screen and in the description below. And until next time, I'm going to enjoy my beach day. Bye.